Mira's voice bounced off their house, their garage, the brick floor of their patio, as well as the walls, garages, and patios of the 5 other houses with yards that backed onto theirs. The sisters could never figure out where the boombox was. Echoes made pinpointing impossible. But it had to be one of the houses visible to them from their den, or that their den was visible too. The music always began just as the girls laid out their books, as if some diabolical imp with birding binoculars had been watching and waiting by his stereo. "I freaking hate that album!" Mira got up and slammed the windows shut. "Someone should go out and just shoot whoever's doing this to us." "I vote for Dad," said Rosemary. They both giggled. Their father, Mr. Park, was 60 years old, and a man of the old school. He hailed from the South Korean port city of Busan, where even his degree in electrical engineering could not guarantee him work. Apparently, there had been a glut of engineering grads in his province, and many of his classmates wound up working in fisheries or as stevedores. After 15 years as a security officer at the port, he emigrated to America and found work at a second cousin's tofu restaurant in LA's Koreatown, becoming its oldest busboy at 42. It was in that lively, compact enclave that he met and married the girl's mother, June, a woman then half his age, and the only daughter of an embittered pastor. When June's father died a year later, dutiful Mr. Park, whose conversion to Christianity was as new as his marriage, left the restaurant and took over his father-in-law's ministry. He believed in hard work, family, and incrementally, the values of the Korean Evangelical Church. After the '92 riots destroyed much of Koreatown, he and his young wife took their 2-year-old Rosemary and retreated to Santa Claus Lane in Alta Vista, a family-centered community crouching in the benevolent shadow of the San Gabriel Mountains, 12 miles north of L.A. Santa Claus Lane was idyllic compared to Koreatown. It was about 1/3 of a mile long, lined on both sides with mature deodar pines and protected at both ends by stop signs. A sign that said "Dip" stood at its middle, right outside the Parks' house. Had Mr. Park's English been more proficient, he might have taken it as a slight. He was always touchy, but linguistic prowess and malice being absent, everybody lived peaceably. He remained nervous around Black people, but decided that settling down in what their realtor called a mixed neighborhood would be the best way to assimilate Rosemary and her soon-to-be-born sister, Miracle, into the American way of life. Besides, before buying their careworn bungalow, he'd counted the number of churches within its 2-mile radius and come up with 34. Black people of faith didn't scare him, not even the singing kind. In the years immediately following the riots, Mr. Park withstood stares and taunts from all kinds of people while doing simple chores around town. Once, a Black woman threw a carton of sour milk at him while he was filling up at the gas station. But he rarely feared trouble. His faith in God grew stronger by the day, and with his savings, he started his own ministry, All Friends Worship, the local chapter of a vast Korean evangelical network whose flagship was a literal cruise ship, docked in Cheonggi Bay. All Friends Worship was a blue clapboard Victorian with an improvised concrete slab extension. It looked as if a semi had backed into a strip mall, dropped off some old granny's house, then vamoosed. Not that aesthetics mattered to his flock. There were small pockets of Koreans, refugees from the riots, scattered around the San Gabriel foothills, and for many of them, Mr. Park's church was the one place they could meet others of their own kind and speak uninhibitedly in their own language. For the women of this type, All Friends became a home away from home. They came to church to compare their children's test scores and exchange crock pots.